to be on my show. You don't have to be a star, baby, to be on my show. Good evening to you and yours. Of course, my name is Kimberly F. Brown with Brown on Cleveland, and welcome to the Little Hut Podcast. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Don't forget that the podcast is always brought to you by Aletha Johnson of Dream Team Realty. So if you're looking for commercial property or you're looking for a single home, whatever the case may be, reach out to Ms. Johnson at 216-375-3681. That's 216-375-3681. And also, too, don't forget that our podcast is always brought to you by the concerned citizens of Garfield Heights. So we're not going to be around for a long time today. I just wanted to let you know that the Ohio school report cards are out. They came out today via a press release that I received from Brown on Cleveland Newsbreak. So, if you want to know how your school district ranked for the 2023 24 school year, please log on to their website and check it out. So, before we talk about the report cards, let's look at what the Ohio Department of Education is saying about the report cards. It says Ohio school report cards are required by law to provide parents, caregivers, community members, educators, and policymakers information about district and school performance to celebrate successes and identify areas for improvement. The information provides transparent reporting to drive local conversations on continuous improvement and identify schools that need intensive support. The report cards establish high expectations for the education community while showing progress towards equitable outcomes for all Ohio students. Report cards are only one part of Ohio's education story. To get a more complete picture, it is essential to visit schools, talk to educators, parents, and students, and review school or district websites. Many great things are happening every day in Ohio schools. This is what they say, and this is what I do believe. But as I started to look at the ranking file of some of the schools that are adjacent to the city of Cleveland, sometimes I found myself smiling today, and other times I found myself frowning. So I'm not going to beat up, badger, put down any school system. But what I will say is this: education matters. And just like we tell our children, our students, even one another, if you need help, there's nothing wrong with asking for assistance. And this does not only pertain to younger folk, this also pertains to folk who are almost 100 years old, like myself, Brown on Cleveland. So let's look at this real quick. I am always extremely proud of Solon School District. Every year, the city of Solon, their school district, always, they always come home with a star noted as 5. They exceed every single standard that is required. So I will applaud the city of Solon and their school district. As I began to look at other school districts, like Maple Heights, Cleveland Heights, and Warrensville, and Shaker. Those schools operate between the 3.5 scale and the 3 scale. So they're right there in the middle. That's not too bad, but improvement is always needed. Oh. Then I look at schools like East Cleveland and the city of Garfield. East Cleveland and the city of Garfield, they weigh less than where I live within the city of Cleveland. The city of Cleveland has ranked a 2.5, and that is an improvement from a 2.0. And Cleveland still has a long way to go. I am dismayed about Garfield and East Cleveland. Just in case you guys do not know, education matters. I don't know what's going on with our school districts and what's going on inside of our classrooms. But based upon the report card, we know that those school districts that are in that star 2 percentile, that there are a lot of special needs. There are a lot of intensive care that must be instituted inside of these schools districts in order for them to perform. So my question is, how many school districts who are excelling, like Solon, are willing to reach out to poorly performing school districts like East Cleveland and Garfield? And it's not a put down. That's a simple question because I'm trying to understand, how is it that we have a school system such as Solon who can excel in every single area and no one is asking questions? And I could be wrong. I could be wrong because I am on the outside looking in. But what I will say is, if these school districts are not asking questions of districts that are performing at the top of a milestone, then something's wrong with the low performing district. I think it's because, and this is just me, there's something called the ego, the ego. Sometimes as adults, rather than us become humble, we think because we sit in a man made position with a man made title, no one can assist us. Why? Because we know everything. Or we have that attitude that says, can't nobody tell me anything. This is my district. This is my house. This is my city. I don't need help. And with that type of attitude, this is one of the reasons why your district and your city may be looking like the back end of a dirty ass toilet. You know, a couple of weeks ago, we ran a series regarding filthy neighborhoods. And one of the things that I suggest, and I suggested, and I will continue to suggest, is that service directors who areas are not up to par for the course, go into the city of Whitmere Village, talk to the mayor about sitting up under his service director. Because I believe that his service director can teach other service directors on what to look for in your city if you're trying to create a system of beautification, what to look for. There's nothing wrong with getting help if you need to improve your condition. It is absolutely wrong if you know that you need help, you know that you know that you know that you know, and you absolutely refuse because of your ego. Egos will destroy and has destroyed and is destroying the fabric of our community and communities, families, children, school system, economic development. You call it, you name it. It is the perfect cause for destruction. Listen, I don't know about you guys, but education matters. So, what I am going to do, Brown on Cleveland, because I'm curious now, I would like to know what is the education level of the city of Solon school system board members in comparison to everybody else's. Because there's something that Solon is doing. Whatever the ingredients is for Solon, Solon is exceeding where everybody else is failing. So Solon must be doing something right that other people are struggling with. I don't know. But I'm going to start looking at the board members' education, and I am going to do a cross comparison analysis because I want to know if it's that the board members do not have the educational background and capacity and intelligence and competence to get the job done. Then I'm going to start looking at the voters. And from the voters, I am going to look at these political parties that they're part of. Again, are we voting for people to sit in these seats? Or are we depending on politics to ruin the seats? Brown on Cleveland, I'm only asking a question. That is it for me, you guys. Listen, check out the report cards. Yes, go to the website, the Ohio Department of Education. Log on, tell me what you think, and let's have a conversation. My name is Kimberly Brown. Brown, Brown, Brown. Simply Brown on Cleveland. How did your school system rank? Hmm. Are you happy or are you mad? Listen, I don't know. My time is up. Like I say to you every single week, I know that you don't like me. And I'm okay with it because I probably don't like you either. And that's what we have in common. However, if you need me, reach out and call me. But don't talk about me because yeah, I will. I will return the favor. My name is Kimberly Brown. This is Brown, Brown, Brown. Simply Brown on Cleveland inside the Little Hut podcast. You guys, you guys have a great weekend, and I will talk to you again on Wednesday at 10 p.m. Brown, 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 back down. Brown on Cleveland.